is a rooster?
Husband of chicken.
Well, the male.
Yeah.
Male. Yes. They don't get married. Chickens don't get married. So we have rooster is a male, and the female is called the hen. Rooster and hen. And roosters are bigger, and they have a big red face, yeah. And they can be aggressive. Do you know aggressive?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Angry.
They'll come at you.
Angry.
All chickens will peck at you, but roosters will fight you. And they have a different sound. Chicken hens, the females, quack, 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 quack.
Yeah, normally.
But the rooster goes, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. So the American way kids learn it is cock-a-doodle-doo. Oh, 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 oh. And so there was one right out here in the backyard of the family, directly in back. You can have, in Hamtramck, you can have chickens in your yard. I forgot what the law says about how many you can have, but you can have chickens in your own yard. But you have to be careful, because if they go outside, there are animals that will like to eat them and will sneak into your yard and take your chickens. So anyway, let's go back here. And that sounded like spring to me, the sound of those chickens in that yard. So what can we say about our weather? Sunny, clear, clear, chilly, it's still chilly.
Yeah, for today's chilly. 40, how much is 46?
46, that's about like yesterday.
No, it's at the 34. And temperature is raising.
What?
Guaranteed.
Okay, you have your information there. What is predicted for the temperature for today? What is predicted?
It's raising
will
to
be hot.
66.
What?
Will be hot.
Hot?
Yes.
Warm, warm.
Warm. He says
Not
warm.
hot, yeah, hot. Too much.
Will be hot.
What does hot mean to you?
Hot, how many Celsius? Maybe 14.
Celsius?
Yeah.
It's different.
We've done this before you came, Omar. We have certain words that we use about temperature. Some of them are facts.
47 Fahrenheit.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
You can look on your thermometer. It's a fact. You can prove it. This one, sub-zero. What does that mean?
32 degrees.
sub-zero.
Down.
Below zero. Below zero.
Yes.
Freezing. What is freezing?
Freezing is ice.
Good.
What?
Cool.
What
Is it a fact or an opinion?
Air. Fact is.
Fact.
Yes. Cold.
What is the temperature for freezing?
Minus.
Below zero.
Minus 0, minus 2.
32.
لو سمحت. لو سمحت.
Freezing is
Very cold Fahrenheit. Below.
0 degrees Celsius and freezing. But how about this one? Frigid. Frigid. One person says it's frigid, another person says no. Is it a fact?
No.
What is it?
This is.
What is it?
Opinion.
Opinion. It's how we feel. How about this one?
Cold.
Cold.
This is a fact.
It's,
Opinion.
is it an opinion? Well, one person says it's cold, another person says no, it's chilly. So it's how we feel. You can't prove it. I feel cold. You feel warm. Opinion. So,
Chill.
chilly, what is that?
Cold.
Between warm and cold.
Yes, so usually in the way we speak about the weather, if you listen to the weather person, the weather person will tell you the temperature, but they will also give an opinion about how most people feel. So if you listen on the news and it says, it will be warm today. So it's telling you that most people will see this as warm.
Yeah.
If the news broadcaster says it will be very hot today, does it mean hot like your stove, your oven where you're cooking
No,
chicken?
no, it's-
No, but it means it's not comfortable for people. So these are sort of the range of weather words, temperature words that we use to describe the weather. Each one is usually used to show something higher temperature. Lower temperature, higher temperature. So if we say yesterday was cold in the morning, but today it is chilly, it means that today is not as cold as yesterday. So if I said here,
Party cloudy.
pardon,
Cloudy.
is it cloudy?
No.
I can't see out there.
Sunday.
Let me look. I see some clouds.
But it's cloudy.
Some clouds, so what do we say?
Partly cloudy. High. Predict.
What does that mean? Predicted.
Maybe.
Each one of those words has a slightly different meaning. take this off. I'm going to take this off. Okay? So we have this maybe. What does maybe mean?
Maybe.
Not sure.
Not sure.
Yeah, that's maybe.
Maybe they
Will be
70
degrees.
Maybe. Now, may. Okay.
It may be
70.
It may be 2 words. Okay. Notice this one.
It is
47 Fahrenheit.
As we just looked. Now, okay. But this one, it may be 70 degrees today. Okay, 2 words. This one is put together, maybe something will happen. Perhaps, not sure.
Pressure is will be raised, increase,
The temperature will be
increase,
in ing,
increasing,
increasing.
raising.
Yeah.
217.
But now let's go on to the next one here.
The radar
The way
will predict 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
What does that mean? Predict.
Fair.
What?
Fair. Predict.
Produce maybe.
Expected.
Yes.
We expected will be 70 for
I predict that this pen will drop if I let go. I predict that.
Yes.
I expect that if I drop this, it will fall. Okay. Predict, expect. Usually when we talk about predict, it means someone says something that will happen before it happens. Predict, remember, pre means before. Okay. Preschool, what is that? When you have little kids, preschool,
Before school.
before school, like 3-year-old kids go to preschool. So it means before. This word, where are we? Predict. So it comes from the word speak, diction, speaking. Do you know dictionary?
Dictionary.
What's in a dictionary?
What is
Bob,
code?
no, Bob.
What?
What is code?
Words.
Words.
Yes. Words. Tells us the meaning of words. So, predict, expect, maybe all a little bit different. All a little bit different. So, this was from yesterday. We haven't been talking about the news lately, so we should go back and talk a little bit about the news. Yesterday in our lesson, we had the word and
Co-pilot.
co-pilot. What is a co-pilot?
Assistant.
Not assistant. Not assistant.
Co-pilot.
Another pilot.
Another pilot.
Yeah.
Same rank.
Yes.
Not difference in like the boss and the employee. Their co-pilot means together.
Share work.
They share the title. Like this one.
Work.
Co-worker.
Yeah.
I put this in here to show you that many times people will add this little mark called a hyphen with the co something. Not always, but you will see it both ways. It doesn't make any difference.
Operator.
What does that mean? Operate.
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 Operate machine.
To make it work. I operate a machine. I make the machine work. So now, we will see this one a little different meaning.
Corporate.
Cooperate. What does that mean?
Company.
Together.
Together. Let's cooperate. Let's do this together. So you see this co means with. You see that? How about this one?
Author.
What is an author?
Who make book.
The person who
Right.
writes the book.
Co-author.
Maybe here is
Two people, one book.
Yeah.
Co.
How?
That was from yesterday. And the reason why I thought of that this morning, I listened to the news and something happened in the past few days in Indonesia. Do you know Indonesia?
Yes.
That's Jakarta.
Do you know what happened?
Mostly. About pilot and
The
co-pilot.
pilot, co-pilot, and the plane, but didn't go down
Yeah.
because it has automatic. Do we know automatic? Automatic controls. So that's very dangerous. Hundreds of people. Indonesia has had a lot of problems with their airline industry. So now they're talking about how do you make sure your pilots have enough sleep? It's important. How long should they sleep? How
10
long?
hours?
Pardon?
10 hours?
I think it's 8. 8 hours sleep, yeah. I remember a few years ago, my wife and I, quite a few years ago, maybe 8 years ago, we were at the airport waiting for the plane. And the announcement comes up and says, your flight is delayed. Do you know delayed?
Yes.
What does that mean? Late. Means it's still coming, but delayed. Delayed 1 hour. The flight has been delayed another hour. And then finally people are, what's going on? And went up to the gate and asked, and one of the officials said, we can't find a pilot. No pilot. So of course, no pilot, no plane. And then finally, they said, yes, we found a pilot, but the pilot needs to sleep another hour by regulation. Then the pilot came, and I think we were there for 8 hours waiting.
Whoa.
Yeah, so, for the plane. But if you go there and they say right away, your plane is delayed 8 hours, you can go home and come back. But if you don't know, maybe it's going to come in 15 minutes, maybe a half an hour. So, has anyone ever been stuck in the airport?
Yeah.
Yes.
How long?
Maybe 2 days.
2 days. Anyone else?
Me too.
How long?
Washington, D.C. 2 days.
2 days?
This problem with weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same.
How about your bag?
With me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a bag?
Yeah. Problem.
In the old days, people used to, you take your bag and they would put it underneath. Check your bag. Today, people carry a bag with them often. Even if you check a bag, I always have a backpack. You know backpack?
Yeah.
Inside that backpack, I always keep a change of clothes, just something, and medication. So that if you need to change your clothes for whatever reason, you can do that. And if you need medication, because if your medication is in your suitcase, uh-oh, and they check your bag, uh-oh, you're not getting it until the flight is done. So, just a few, crazy things. So that was our pilot news. The other one is ton. What is a ton?
Wait,
The
How much?
1,000.
1,000 kilogram.
2,000. Pounds.
It's the American word for 2,000 pounds is this one. UK.
Tons.
They still say tons. They pronounce it tons. Tons. But it means it's spelled differently, so if you ever see that, yeah.
Food and the tons of food and supplies are being shipped to Gaza.
To Gaza. So how much is that? How many pounds?
400.
800.
400.
8,000. 800,000 pounds.
800,000.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Is that a lot or not a lot?
Lot, no.
Not a lot. For 2 million people.
German.
It's actually more than this.
Yes.
So that means each person gets less than half a pound.
Yes.
How much is half a pound?
Around 200 grams. Like this.
This is half a pound.
Yes.
Yes.
Not a lot. And that's one shipment. When is the next? So at least somebody is sending something. But every day when I read the paper about Gaza, it's very disturbing. Very disturbing. Because it should not be happening. This is not humane. You know the word humane?
Yes.
What does humane mean?
Help together.
Help other human beings
Other-
or people. Even not just for humans, but for other animals as well. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about this one I gave you. This one is fast. Sort of a answer sheet or a question sheet. And its focus is on, you can see on the back, use of the in and on. We talked about this a little bit.
In Hamtramck.
Is Kniff an avenue or a street? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Do you know? Is it Kniff Street or Kniff Avenue?
Street.
Street? You think so?
Yep.
I know. Do you know Holbrook?
Holbrook.
Avenue.
Holbrook is an avenue. So I'm thinking
You are about Palestine Avenue?
Palestine Avenue. Yes.
It's a new name.
New name. It's called, and let's break this out. Do you see the word honor?
Honor.
Honorific.
Honorific.
If-ic. Honorific name. What do you think that means? Honorific. Yes.
Holy name.
Not holy, but respect.
Respect.
It could be a holy name, but this one is not. So what that means is you will walk down the street and you will see a sign that says Palestine Avenue. But if you look on your Google map, what will it say?
Holbrook.
Holbrook Avenue.
Oh, Holbrook is changed for 2% Avenue?
Yes.
Forever?
Is anything forever, Salah?
No, I think maybe for 1 month.
I think for longer than that. Yeah, right here. Today, yesterday, this was Friday's paper. Yeah, honorific street name on Thursday, last Thursday, the city council changed the name, renamed Holbrook to Palestine Avenue. So if you go down Gallagher, you will see the sign. I don't know how many signs, I haven't been down there yet. Let's take a look at this little story, and we'll focus on answering it. Omar,
Yes.
let's, for those of you that are new in here today, that hadn't been here, this is our new student as of yesterday, Omar. And Omar, can you tell us where you're from?
My name is Omar. I'm from Tajikistan.
Okay.
I'm not long time. I'm not long time come to the United States.
So you would say, I have been here for,
I have been in the United States for 4 or 5 months.
for 5 months. So welcome. Do we all, for those of you that just came in, do we all know where you're from?
From
Tajikistan.
Tajikistan.
Tajikistan, do you know where it is?
Yes.
Yes?
Central Asia.
Central Asia? Yeah. What countries is it near?
Our neighbor, China, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan. Central Asia.
Central Asia.
So, welcome. Go ahead, Omar, read that.
I grew up in Afghanistan.
Don't forget the title.
Shigwa's story.
Okay, notice something about this. You will see in Shekwa's story, 2 words are capitalized. Why? Why? Why are they capitalized?
Name.
SS. Yes. The name of the article.
Shigwa's story. I grew up in Afghanistan when I was 16 years old. I was engaged, but I had never met my future husband. The marriage was arranged by our parents. My husband was in India. He was a medical student. After the finished school in India, he became a doctor. Became a doctor there. Then he came back to Afghanistan, and we were married. Before that, we only saw pictures of each other. I was almost 80 years old when I was married.
Very good. Okay, next paragraph.
Now we are a small family. I have 1 daughter and 1 son. My daughter is 7 months old and my son is 2 years old. We are a happy family. We have a good life.
Very good. Omar, we need to help you to work on here in U.S. to get you to that TH sound.
Yeah. The.
Then. Okay?
Yes.
Very good job. So let's answer these questions. Number 1. Go ahead.
Where did she go
Shekwa
Shekwa, grow up in Afghanistan.
in
In
Afghanistan. Okay. Number 2.
How did she meet her husband? The marriage was arranged by our parents or her parents.
No, she saw pictures.
Because
India.
saw pictures.
India.
Does that mean,
Yeah, she meet her.
this is a bad question. It said, I had never met my husband, future husband. So probably what they want to say, how they met, they didn't meet.
Yeah, I think.
It's not a good question because it's not clear. Number 3,
How old was he when he was engaged? 16 years old.
number 4, about Salah,
She got married when she was 18 years old.
okay. Number 5, Osama,
Her husband is the doctor.
1 second.
a little louder.
Her husband is in the doctor profession.
A better word for that is medical profession.
Yeah, medical.
Medical.
He become doctor.
Number 6, another crazy question.
We are you when you got married.
Where?
You? So it sounds like everybody is married. Is everyone here married?
No.
Okay, so, when it says, where were you when you got married, it would probably ask for what country or city. And then number 7,
Meet your husband.
How did you meet your husband
wife?
or wife?
okay. So what are some answers that people may have?
Before that we online saw the picture of it.
No,
This is
question about
you.
about you.
Yes.
Here.
About you.
Yes. So this may be a question that for those of you that are getting citizenship, they may ask you this question about yourself, because when they ask these questions, you never know exactly. They want to see how you're comfortable with speaking English. And number 8,
How old were you when you got married?
anyone.
20
So you can, this is just to show you, it would be a number.
This is
A number.
question provide.
Pardon?
Provide.
Yes.
I know what's old.
This one is, this one is practicing before we do that, yesterday we talked about the issue of culture, and with the story, we're going to go back to it, and arranged marriage. We've talked about different cultures and how people meet to find a husband or wife. And for many people, arranged marriage is part of their cultural tradition. And so this is the story of Shekwa and her arranged marriage. Let's go back here to the other side, page 27. And we'll start in the back. Mohammed, this will go around the room, and I'm going to listen to your reading sentences. Mohammed?
I met my husband in school.
In school.
Yes.
Okay.
We got married on the spring. On the spring.
No,
On
because
what?
in the spring.
In the spring,
Yes.
or just in, you could say in spring or in the spring. Notice here, it tells you
Season.
up here in the
Oh,
box.
yeah. English.
Okay. Number 3, who's next?
We got married on June 1,
On first.
1983.
On
On.
June 1st.
Yeah.
On. Because every day.
On March 12th. Next one, Ifgar.
On July, we had our first argument.
Yes.
In July.
On,
No.
not in July.
In.
In July.
Notice, this
July
is
the
tricky.
season.
Tricky.
Month. The month.
In March, but
On.
on March 12th.
Yeah.
Okay? You look puzzled. Yes?
Can you repeat again?
Take a look up here. In and on. In a month. A month. In January, in February, in March, in
Yes.
April, in.
Yeah.
But the date
Number,
on
Oh.
March 12th. Date on Tuesday, on Kniff, okay? Right? Okay.
Thank you.
right.
Shared, number 5.
At school, we were in the
In trouble, okay? Number 6, Kulsuma.
In the afternoon, he says, sorry.
In the afternoon.
In the afternoon. Like, sorry.
On 50 years, we had 3 children.
On.
On.
In,
On five.
in 5 years.
In 5 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
In one.
Season.
First child was born in May 12, 1984.
Very good. On March 12th. Demetra, next one.
the second child was born in April 18, 1985.
On.
On. In. Which one?
In. In.
April.
In April.
In April. One.
In April. In April. In April.
And April.
In April.
In April.
Yeah, in April.
Take up your Omar.
Number 10. The third child. The third child was born
On July 1987.
On.
in San Diego. On
On July 10, 1987.
July 10th, 1987.
1987. Typically, when we give dates, we break it into 2 parts. 1987, 2024. It's easier. Okay, time's you up.
The 3 children are in school now.
What? In school.
Yeah, in school. What day is it?
Number 12. Go ahead.
They play in a sport team.
They what?
Play in a sport team.
On soccer,
On.
on a soccer then.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we should say,
On
I think it's playing.
now we are doing
the person that wrote this is not aware of how we do this in the USA. I am on a baseball team. I play in a team, yes, but you could use either one, in or on for a game.
Okay. For game, for team on.
Number 13, go ahead, Priscilla, do number 13.
Now we are living in Kennedy Avenue.
Kennedy Avenue.
Kennedy Avenue.
What?
In.
On.
And
In Kennedy Avenue.
On street.
On
On
street.
street. In Denver.
In Denver.
In place.
We live on a street, we live on an avenue, we live in Hamtramck.
The street.
Okay? Back to Muhammad.
We are busy and never
On time.
in time.
And
We are always late.
Late. This is an expression.
Expression.
In or on?
In.
On
On
time.
time, yeah.
Expression.
That's an expression. Don't be late, be on time. It's an expression.
We are always late.
What?
Why on time?
Because that's how people are going to say it.
But next. No, next.
Let's finish this and I'll go back to this. I didn't make up these sentences, but sometimes it's just the way we speak. Number 15.
Every day in the evening, we visit again. In the evening.
Evening.
Yes.
In.
In the evening.
January.
We visit.
Together.
Read the whole thing again.
Every day in the evening, we visit together.
Next one. Sirhan?
Sometimes we go on a walk in the park.
Very good. On a walk in the park. Last one.
Sometimes-
Wait, hold on.
If we say sometimes we go for a walk, is it okay?
Yes. Go for a walk. Yes. For. Last one.
Sometimes we sit in a restaurant and talk.
Very good. So now, the one,
No.
No, it's not time. It's time.
this is an expression.
Please.
Please.
On time for what?
On time for a walk.
We'll see it this way also.
He was not on time.
Time to catch his
to
plane.
catch a plane.
The
Catch his
expression.
plane.
In time, yet on time.
He was not.
This is what's usually used, in time. Yeah.
The please be. That's why
What's that?
the please be on time.
Please be on time for work. Some of these are pretty iffy, but some of these are fixed, like this one.
Please be the request of payment on fixed.
That's why it's
I live on
fine.
impossible.
Free, except by one step. Yes. And
I
address
live
in the sea. I live on a street and address in the sea.
Something to remember.
Live on a street.
So if you give an address,
On
you're gonna give this one.
at an
I live
address.
at 25645 Kniff Street. I live on Kniff Street.
On a street.
When you give that address, you use the at. And then if city, state, county, country. Just a little review of those pronouns. And sometimes we use other ones like from. Other ones. To. I'm going to Europe. I am from Europe. To. Okay, where are we? Back here to New England. Who still has this?
One. First look at
Everyone have this one? You have it? Okay. Ladies, did I give you one when you came in? Over that. Yesterday?
First look at the online.
I learned something interesting yesterday about horses that I didn't know. I knew part of this, but not everything. Before we do that, I want to know that.
But I
That's right. Let's pull this one down. Push this up and then. Yeah, horses. Where do you think horses came from? Do you know horses?
Yes.
When you think of horses, where did they come from?
From wild.
What is a horse? Do you know a horse?
No.
Horse.
You ride a horse?
Right.
Horse.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should know,
Yeah.
because this area right in here is famous for horses.
Yes. Yeah.
So I always thought that, I knew that there were horses. They found fossils. Do you know fossils? Fossil. No, old bones.
From Mexico?
In here. From long time ago, thousands of years ago. For those of you that understand about science, we know that these Earth is shifting. Parts of it are shifting. So, for example, over here in this area, there are mountains here,
Yeah.
the Himalaya mountains. Himalayas. They're getting bigger every year. A little bit.
Giving up?
Going up
Oh.
a little bit. Because this area is being pushed up, and so if we push two things together hard enough, they go up like that. So, at one time, all the earth was one big, all the land was stuck together. And so they came apart. And you'll see this part here fits here,
Yes.
and still coming apart. Right here, where Iceland is, where they have volcanoes all the time, the ocean is pushing on both sides. So anyway, there were horses here. And horses, when they were able to go across from here. What's over here?
Russia.
Russia. The horses would go back and forth. Yes. So horses came from here and went through Russia over here
Oh, yes.
and ended here. And then of course, horses like to look, and they would go the other way, back and forth. Something happened about 11,000 years ago due to the ice coming down and hunters. Remember bow and arrows?
White dollars.
Shooting the animals? Anyway, all the horses here in the U.S. Extinct. Remember that word?
Yeah.
No more horses. No more horses left. Until that crazy guy from here,
Portugal?
Christopher
Columbus.
Columbus. What did he bring with him? Horses. For the soldiers. And the horses came here, and some of the horses got loose, became wild, and then of course many horses here. But when we think of horses, when I think of horses, I think of the horses that came from Central Asia. And then the horses were domesticated, and people would raise horses that were fast. So we have the famous Arabic horses. Yes. Have you seen, I don't know if you've seen work horses?
What?
Work horses.
Yes.
Horses that are used on farms.
Yes.
Yes.
I
They're
see.
huge. Their feet are this big, and they can carry heavy loads.
I saw in UK.
The big horses. They use those to
For agriculture.
for agriculture.
Farm.
Yeah, on farms. So I thought that was interesting. So actually, these horses, the horses that are over here, actually started here.
Okay, but I have a question. The
Yeah.
Indians have horses in time.
Yes. When the white people and the Indians were fighting,
They have
the
horses.
Indians had horses. And Indians were expert. Do you know expert?
Yes. Export is
Very skilled at riding on horses. Yes. And it's almost like the Indians and the horses thought together. So they had a great relationship. And they had horses that they used for moving across the plains, but most of them did not use horses for work horses for agriculture. But when I grew up here in Michigan, there were still farmers that had horses to help them carry on the farm to do work for them. Most of them had tractors. Do you know a tractor?
Yes.
Like a big machine. I thought that was interesting, our horses. So anyway, we're back here to New England. And we know, of course, Old England and New England. We had New England. Also, we had New France. The French.
Yeah. New Spain.
The French and the English,
Together?
Yeah. No.
Fight, yes.
Fight.
they fought a
All
lot.
time.
So the French tended to go up this way. And the English went this way
Spanish.
and this way. And the Spanish
Portugal.
Portugal's Brazil.
and here. And Portugal.
Brazil.
So what language is spoken in Brazil? Portuguese. Many languages, but Portuguese is a little different from Spanish. And in Mexico, Spanish. And the other thing to remember, we'll talk about this another time, there were other countries that wanted a piece of something. They wanted a colony to
The money.
make money, to get something. And this country over here that is now Holland, right here you can see the little green,
Small.
New Amsterdam,
Netherlands.
the Netherlands.
The
Yes.
Netherlands.
The Netherlands
Holland.
were very famous.
Paris. Yes.
Shipbuilding, trading, commerce, and this state over here that we call New York, the city of New York, was called New Amsterdam. And today it's New York, English, but at one time New Amsterdam, Dutch, or now we say Netherlands, but at that time it was called Holland. Kind of interesting. So the idea we have to remember about this being a historical thing that happened with colonies of countries being in charge of other places. So we read this yesterday, but seeing as so many people were out, we're going to read it again together. We're talking about New England. I'll take this one off. Thank you. Oh, no, this way so we can look back. Back to New England. Okay, so let's read this together. Bashir, would you like to start us off? First paragraph?
People often talk about parts. Parts of the United States as the South.
The South.
The West.
South.
The South.
South.
The West. The Midwest. Or New England. What is the England? New England is a region of 6 states. Maine, New Hampshire.
Wait. Maine.
Maine, New Hampshire.
Let's break this up. Massachusetts.
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 Massachusetts. The Rhode Island
Rhode Island,
Island consists
Connecticut,
Connecticut and Vermont.
Vermont. So, these, over here, in this area, some of these are abbreviated because they didn't have enough space, so VT is the abbreviation for Vermont. What else?
New England.
Wait, hold on. That word region, you see that? R-E-G-I-O-N? Region. What is a region? It's an area.
Yes.
Yes. Notice that the letter G, region, G-I-O-N, region. Sometimes the sound of G is G, but this is J. The other word here, Connecticut. Connecticut has the first T. It looks like it should be Connecticut,
Connecticut or
but it's not. It's Connecticut.
Connecticut.
You won't hear Americans use that first T sound. And we know this one, very important state, Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Next, Kusama.
New England is not very big. It is about on one third the size of Texas.
Texas.
But New England is important in history. New England is the oldest, but New England is
Wait.
important. New part of the United States.
Is the what part?
Part of the
Oldest part.
Oldest part of the
Oldest part of the
oldest part of the United States. Some of the first English
Colonies.
start there, and the American Revolution began in New England.
Began in New England. Notice the word here, English colonies. The word colony has a Y,
We will
but
come.
we drop the Y, IES for the plural. Also, American Revolution is the title for a very important American war. The American Revolution. So it's a title, specific name. Next one, Mira.
How did New England get his name?
Englishman.
Named
John
John
Smith
Smith come to
Came.
came to America in 1614. He explored the coast of Maine and
Massachusetts.
He thought about England when he saw the land. He made a map of the area and named it New England. The
Pilgrims. Yes.
The pilgrims followed
Followed
his map. when they come
When they came,
when they came to the
United States.
United States. It's soon. Everybody used the name New England for this part of America.
Very good. So New England, there was this group that they had at first, but today, just to let you know, when we speak about New England, if I'm going to visit New England, it's this whole area. New England. A beer?
Later, when the United States was born, New England became the center of culture. Important art, literature, and science came from this area. The first important schools started there. Harvard University started in Cambridge, Massachusetts in 1636. Later, people from the New England ideas later, people from New England went to live in other parts of the country. They took New England ideas and culture with them.
Very good. Notice they use the word later several times in this paragraph. What does later mean? The word late, as you know, it has to do with time, but it means an after time.
After some time.
So, just once again, for those of you yesterday, I mentioned this to you before. So, the English settlers came to New England, right? But then other countries started to come from Europe, not just English. But for whatever reason, the language of English stuck. Other languages came, some people spoke them, but over time, what language do we speak here now? So you'll notice that here in Hamtramck, actually, when I first started working in Hamtramck, I think there was still a Polish newspaper in Hamtramck. That was because so many people came here from Poland that spoke Polish, they couldn't read English. And so the United States used to have many different languages that were spoken. But the common language that's most often taught is English. Those of you that know more than one language, that is a terrific skill. That is an amazing skill. And I hope that if you raise children, you will make sure that your children and grandchildren learn your languages with you. And of course, if you want to, learn English, of course, that's important. That's why you're here. But don't lose your other languages. There was a time when that was very political. Do you know what I mean by political? What does that mean? Political. That means that politicians want to say, no, you need to do something different. And there are people that don't like the fact that this area down here, where many people came from, their home language is what? What do they speak at home?
Spanish.
They speak Spanish. And many people say, no, you want to go to Secretary of State? English. So it's political, where people have feelings about that. So let's go down here to these words at the bottom. Colonies. What are colonies? Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Areas or regions that are controlled by a different country. Next one is revolution.
Revolution.
Notice it's not capitalized. Not capitalized. American Revolution, capitalized, because it's a very specific historical event. Englishman, capitalized. Explored, what does that mean? Explore.
Where?
Found a new thing.
Yeah,
Find something new. Or look for something new. Map
This man.
Yeah. Explore.
and pilgrims.
Your people come to Bethel.
The definition for pilgrim is a person who is,
To holy place.
yes, going
Great.
to show respect in a holy place, a pilgrim. When they have this story, sometimes they will capitalize it because it was a specific group. The Pilgrims from England, very specific group. And culture, what is culture?
Culture.
What is culture?
Traditional.
Traditions, language, what people believe, how they dress, how
All the
they eat.
days.
And of course, literature.
Literature. Literature is no. Science. Science.
Right?
Right.
Writing.
Writing.
Yes.
Reading.
So literature is the word, when we talk about literate, it means having written language. Literature. Okay, let's go on here and see, answer these questions. Number one, who is next? Sumitra?
John Smith traveled around the coast of
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts and came to see what is wildlife. This means he
Explored it. Okay, Omar, number two.
New places where people move that have
That have
the laws
the laws,
and
the laws,
the laws
the laws.
and leaders of their old country are called New England.
Pilgrims.
Colonies.
Colonies. Okay. Shitangua, number three.
Is the beliefs, ideas, values, and knowledge a group of people share from history. Freedom,
Gotta use these words.
Culture.
Culture. Read it again. Read again.
culture is the beliefs, ideas, values, and knowledge a group of people share from history.
That word in there, the V word, values. Values. Number 4.
The first United States settlers from Europe were pilgrims. They came to the United States because of their beliefs about religion and God.
Pilgrims. Pilgrims. Back number 2, where are we? Number 5. Mohammed. What's the word? Revolution.
Revolution.
Happens from
Revolution happens new people or you happy and
Fight
later.
their leaders. So usually if there's a revolution, you end up with a new government. Next one.
The books and other things in the culture are its literature.
The important thing here is written. Books and written things are literature. Number 7.
A picture or drawing of a place that shows you where the places and things are is a map.
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 Number 8. Gar.
A man from England is called an Englishman.
So each country has a different way of expressing people that come from that place, and there are certain endings that tell us. So, for example, a person from the United States is called an American. A person from Mexico is called a Mexican. A person from Spain is called Spanish. A person from France is called French. So each country has, sometimes the endings are different. You're on your way? Oh my. See you tomorrow. Be well. We hope it's a nice day. We'll skip this part in the middle where it says use. And let's go down here, at least answer these at the bottom. And Bashir, number 1.
Yes. What is the
Circle the letter, it says.
what is the difference between
No,
a map
all the way to the bottom.
New England.
Number 1. Comprehension.
New England?
Englishman.
New England is a part of the United States.
Which word goes in there? From the story. Oldest part of the United States.
Oldest part of the
Oldest part.
US history, yeah.
And number 2, Kosama,
New England is an
important
important place in U.S. history.
Message.
in U.S. history. Okay, we'll stop with that for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, for sure, we're going to talk about Lewis and Clark, explorers. Hey, how are you? Did you bring us a nice day today? Sunshine. Have a good day, everyone. Be well. Did everyone sign in? See you tomorrow. Okay, good. Need some sleep? Can tell you're tired. Oh, I'm gonna find out.